Roughly 35,000 years ago, we humans woke up to the universe, and we have been on a journey of development ever since. Only the most recent generations have been fortunate to see this image of the Earth. Only in the last few decades have we been able to see the Earth as a small craft making its voyage through the vast sea of the universe. In turn, we're beginning to see that we humans are on a common journey through the stars. In stepping back and taking this long view, it is only natural to ask, where are we on our journey? To what extent have we developed our potentials as a species? What is our level of maturity? One way to answer this is to take the overall human community, put us all together, take a social average, and then ask yourself, what do you think our current life stage might be? Are we in our infancy as a species, our adolescence, our adulthood, or do you think we're in our elder years as a human community? So, 4 choices: toddler, teenager, adult, or elder. Over the past dozen years, I've asked the same question of groups in the United States, Brazil, India, Japan, Canada, and Europe, and here's what I've found. First, nearly everyone in those diverse parts of the world has immediately understood the question, immediately understood that we are sharing a collective journey on this earth. Second, an overwhelming majority of those I've asked have responded with the same answer. Let's take a vote. How many people would vote that the human family, taking the social average, the human family is in its toddler stage? We have an advocate as well. Okay, how many would vote that we're in our teenage stage? Woo! All right. How many would vote that we're in our early adulthood? All right, some courageous souls, great. How many would vote that we're in our elder years? Oh, courage. Around the world, at least 3/4 of every group has voted that humanity is in its adolescent stage of development. Collectively, we see ourselves as teenagers with regard to our level of social maturity. There is good news here. Teenagers often have a hidden sense of greatness as well as enormous enthusiasm, energy, and idealism. We can see that energy and enthusiasm bursting into the world today. But there are dangers as well. Teenagers tend to ride the edge of safety, to push against the boundaries, and to test the system. Teenagers are often reckless. They tend to live without full regard for the consequences of their behavior. As a human family, we have been acting recklessly, consuming natural resources as if they would last forever, and disregarding dangerous changes to the global climate that threaten a sustainable future. Teenagers are often rebellious. They want to prove their independence, and we have been rebelling against nature for thousands of years, trying to prove our independence. Teenagers tend to gather in cliques, in groups. They often see the world in a us versus them perspective. Likewise, we in the human community are often clustered into ethnic, racial, religious, and other groupings that separate us from one another. And teenagers are drawn toward instant gratification. As a species, we're largely seeking our own pleasures and ignoring the needs of future generations as well as those of other species. This personal survey from around the world tells us 2 very important things about the human journey. First, it tells us that it is only natural for us to behave as we are as a species. We're in our adolescent stage of development. Second, it tells us that we can grow up and behave differently. We can move into our early adulthood. As we mature beyond our adolescence, Our species will behave as teenagers around the world do as they move into their early adulthood. We'll begin to settle down and build our home on a sustainable earth. We'll begin caring for the family, the whole human family. We'll look for meaningful work so that each person can contribute to a promising future. And if we don't, some teenagers dance tragically too close to the fire and get badly burned, forever limiting future possibilities. Likewise, as a species, we could irreversibly damage our Earth and human relationships. We now face a time of profound choice. The human journey has reached a critical turning point. We are being challenged to move beyond our history and to surpass ourselves by moving together into our early adulthood as a human family. We are on a common journey through the stars. There is promise in our future. The choice is ours.